In this video, we will learn how to configure attributes in our shell. Shells support the use of two types of attributes: custom attributes, which are created within the shell and apply to that shell only, and global attributes, which already exist in Cloud Shell and can be used by different shells. In this video, we will learn how to add both types to our shell. Attributes are used to store information about the shell. This information is presented to the user in Cloud Shell Portal and can be used in automation processes. Attributes are defined for all levels of the shell's resource structure. For example, the root level has generic information like vendor and model, and the sub-resource level may have attributes such as port speed and port description. Note that the shell's root and submodels inherit a set of default attributes defined in their families. Family attributes are defined in the shell standard and cannot be deleted or modified. In this video, we will use an extended version of the Cisco iOS Router 2G shell, which creates a mock hierarchy of 16 ports. Let's extend the shell. To get started, in your shell project folder, open the shell-definition.yaml file. This is where you add attributes to your shell and modify existing ones. Let's create an attribute on the root model of the resource. Locate the node types element. Attributes are created in the properties section that follows. We'll add a string attribute called myAttribute with a default value and some rules. Cloud Shell supports 5 attribute types: string, password, numeric, Boolean, and lookup. You don't need to remember the types. It's all in our dev guide. The tags line allows you to define Cloud Shell rules, which determine the attribute's visibility and behavior in Cloud Shell. For additional information about rules, see the Modeling Shells article in the Cloud Shell Developer Guide. Let's install the shell. To see the attribute, in Cloud Shell Portal, create a resource from this shell, add the resource to a blueprint, and open the resource's Resource Attributes pane. If you're using Cloud Shell version 8.3 and above, you can also create an attribute on a submodel, like a blade or port. Submodel attributes are added the same way as root model attributes. The only difference is that for submodel attributes, you need to include the submodel before the property name. In our case, the submodel is generic port. Let's add an attribute called myPortSpeed to the generic port submodel. If the submodel consists of several words, remove any spaces between them. Let's install the shell. To see attributes on a port, in the Inventory dashboard, find the resource's ports and click a Ports More Info button. Or, add a port to your blueprint, open the resource's Resource Structure pane, and open the port's attributes. For illustration purposes, we added the entire resource structure to the blueprint. You can also add attributes that are required for the resource's discovery. If the attribute is included in the shell standard, simply add its code to the Capabilities section's Properties area. However, if the attribute is new to the shell, add its definition both to the Capabilities Properties area and to the Node Types Properties area above. we'll add an attribute called myDiscoveryAttribute. Let's make sure the attribute was added to the shell. In the Inventory dashboard, select Discover from the Resources More Options menu. The attribute should be listed on the resource. So far in this example, we discussed how to create attributes that are specific to the shell. However, Cloud Shell also includes global attributes that are not isolated to specific shell and can be used in different Cloud Shell elements. To see your global attributes, in the Inventory dashboard, open Advanced Search and click the Add Attribute drop-down list. Or, in Resource Manager Client, open the Attributes tab. Here, you can also see additional information about each attribute. Unlike custom attributes, which are added to your local shell project, global attributes are added to shells that are already installed on Cloud Shell. Starting with Cloud Shell 8.3, Cloud Shell admins can do this directly from Cloud Shell Portal, in the Shell's Management page. Before Cloud Shell 8.3, adding global attributes was done using a dedicated Python script that includes the setCustomShellAttribute API method, which connects to Cloud Shell, searches for the shell by name, and adds the attribute to it. For example, this Python script adds the execution server selector attribute with a default value to our shell. Let's run the script. After shell installation, the attribute is added to the shell's resources. This concludes our video. We hope you enjoyed it.